Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Hello, hello. I'm not sure if I'm live right now. It's all gone wrong. Can you tell me if you can hear me and see me? Hey, Bella. I can see you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm live right now. I can't hear myself either. Something's wrong somewhere. Hello. Hello. And now I can. Yeah, it's all gone weird. Can you hear me now? I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, hi, Renee. You can hear me, that's good. So yeah, logos, I'm obviously not the expert on logos, but I'll have a go. Hey, Nikki. So yeah, I don't know a lot about logos, but I will tell you what I know. Starting with something called the logo grid. Now, this is not part of Affinity, so we have to make it ourselves as such. And the way we're going to go about that. In fact, I'll just quickly show you what a logo grid is. It's in here somewhere. So these circles that you see there with the lines in, that is a Lego grid. But we're gonna build that today. So just quickly turn that back off. And the first thing that you gotta do when building this, I'll just turn off all these layers. There we go. Right. Yeah, so the first thing you'd have to do is put the grid on. So we go into this, looks like a window wiper at the top. And that puts the grid on. Now we go down here and turn on grid settings. And as you can see, we've got a standard grid. It's on right now. And I'll make it something that you can see. So, can you see blue? You're only here for a few minutes, okay? Yeah, hey, bug. Yeah, I really hope it stayed alive. I don't know what was going on. Very strange. But yeah, I hope it's all good. Can you see the blue, guys? So once we got our grid, the next thing we want to do is go into the snapping settings. Just here. And make sure snap to grid is on. Yes, you can. That's good. So now that we have that, we'll go into the shapes and we'll choose an ellipse. And we'll just draw anywhere on the grid. And what we're going to do, we're going to hold 3 fingers down so that it keeps the shape like so. Just turn off the fill because we don't need that. And now we've got that one circle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate that and then just pull it out again with 3 fingers so it keeps it from the pivot middle, and just enlarge it. I think is there. It might be there, I can't remember. One or the other, we'll find out in a bit. And then from there, we're just going to do the same again. So duplicate again and pull it out slightly. It might be there. and then duplicate it again, and it's already gone out. But we'll just shrink it down a little bit because we only want it. I think it's 3 squares. So that is our circle, as you can see there, hopefully. And then what we're going to do is we're going to group all these layers. If I could find group, just here. And then we're just going to duplicate that group. Now then, when we move it to the right, we want to snap it to the middle of that circle, like there. You'll see how it comes up with the red and the green lines. So that is exactly where it needs to be. And then we just got to duplicate it again. And as you can see, it power duplicates. And then again, and again. Now, you could do that as many times as you want, but I'm just going to use 5 for now. We've gone off the page slightly, so I'm just going to bring these back into line. Just like by selecting them and dragging them back onto the page, making sure they line up with the grid. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to the pen tool and do the rest. So hopefully you can see these. Now what I'm going to do is go from this corner, which is basically where these two meet, to the corner where the other ones meet, which is about there. I can already see it, so I'm just checking it was there. And then what we're going to do is duplicate that and just put it down slightly, like so. And hopefully now it'll, no, it's not doing it. It'll do it on the next one. So hopefully now it power duplicates. And then we could just power duplicate it all the way down until the last one. Is it moving? I can't see it moving. Yeah, I think it is. So yeah, we'll keep power duplicating this all the way down, just to the end of the circles. It's a bit tedious, but once it's done, it's done. Once you've done this once, save it as an asset so we can use it again and again. So there we go, that's all the lines that way done. And now I'm just going to do the lines the other way. So pen tool again. And I'm going to click the X just in case, because I don't want to join the line, I want to start a new one. So I'll click the X, and then from this corner to this corner, and then I'll do it again. So duplicate, bring it across one square, and then duplicate it, and it hasn't done it again, so I'll bring it across one more, duplicate it, and now it's power duplicating. So we'll just duplicate it all the way to the other end. It's annoying on iPad because you have to go into the menu and do it every time. Whereas on PC, you could just, I think, just hold a button and it just does it. So much easier. But we'll do this for now. This is our only choice. I really need to put my glasses on because I can already see this. Nearly there. Keep going. Hopefully you can see this better than I can. I'm terrible. Sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. It's there whinging away. Still trying to get to the other end. There's so many. It's annoying when you accidentally click something and then it doesn't power duplicate. Then you have to set it all up again. Sorry, my breathing's getting really bad again. So, nearly at the end. Can't believe we're still going. And a few more. Still going. Come on. I think it's one more. And there we go. So now I'll turn off the grid. And we have what we call the Lego grid. So it's like that all the way. So that's good. And then we'll just select all these layers we just made. Unfortunately, I have to do this manually. So you select in all those lines and things. Oh, I nearly dropped my pen. Right. Oh, luckily it stayed. Just go down this list. There is a reason for having to select them all, which I'll show you in a sec when I've selected them all. So many. It's still going. I think we're still on the lines that are down the page. Was that the last one? I'm just going to group that just in case we lose it. Now I'm just going to carry on doing all the other ones. This one shouldn't be half as bad. It's not as long as the other one. Come on, damn. No, that's too many. So I'm just going to group all those again now. So we got these lines. Now the circles themselves. I'll group these. And now we can group the two together. So that we're left with just one that does the whole thing, which is what we want. So now when we select that group, everything's selected, even though you can't see it. It's just showing you the outlines. But if you went to, say, the vector fill tool like this, it would show you it's all selected. Yeah, select the first layer and the last layer. I know with 2 fingers, I can never get it to work because my fingers are so bad. I try it every time and it doesn't work. So I just gotta put up with selecting all manually. So annoying. Now, we can do this one of 2 ways. We can either use the vector fill tool, which I'm using now, and just select a color. Let's choose yellow. And then you just fill in the different parts of the mesh that makes up the logo. Like this. Make sure you get every little piece, even these ones. In fact, I know what to make. Let's select these ones. And these ones. Now, what you could do is go into I forgot what it's called, the shape builder, go to plus, and actually join up the layers that you want. And it will make it one shape, which is what we want to do in a second. But I'll just keep filling these in with the vector fill for now. Just making sure we've got all parts of the circle. This might take a little while. Obviously, pick the ones that make your logo, whichever. And what this does, it keeps the shapes consistent, which I'll show you in a sec. This really does take a long time. Gotta make sure you get those tiny little pieces. It will make sense in a bit. Just carry on doing all the little bits. Trying to be as quickly as possible. But I know it's a lot. Nearly there. Oh. If you click the wrong one, you can always click back, which is handy. God, takes so long. You wanna use something like Canva? It'll do this in 2 seconds. In fact, everything that I show here it will do much quicker than on here. It's hard to do it manually as such. Just making sure we've got all these little pieces. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. And if I turn those two, oh no, I have to do it first. So I go into Shape Builder now, and I make sure that they're all together. So like this. And then, like I say, even those tiny little pieces. I'm joining some of this together. What you'll find is that you'll have pieces left over in the layers, which you can easily join together afterwards with a Boolean operation or something. Just selecting all these together. So they're not in. I'll get there in a bit. So as you can see, there's little artifacts everywhere that I've missed, which we'll tidy up in a sec. And some of it just won't select or selects the wrong thing, as you've seen. They want the middle to fill in. That one there. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. One of these did it, like that one. So yeah, you don't want to select the ones that'll do that. So let's join the rest by doing it Boolean. So I'm just reading. Oh, where's the fun in doing it in 2 seconds? Well, depends how much time you got to know. So these shapes are all part of that circle. So I'll go to the add and join them into that circle. Now all of these other shapes should be all part of the outer circle. So I'll do the same again and just bead on add and keep doing all these shapes just to make sure they are all part of that one. Just adding these together, make sure they are part of the shape they want now. Nearly there. It's like you realize how much of it there is when you're doing it like this. Let's add these together and add all these together. All those little squares make up this shape. It's crazy when you think about it. It's really annoying doing this, but needs must. You'll certainly recognize which logo I've made when I change the color. Add together. I just can't believe how much there is still. Finally. That was the last ones. So now that I've got those two, I can change the colour of them like this. And you'll see if I change it to a red. I forgot the name. It's an American shop. Target, is it? So yeah, that would be how you make the logo for Target. Turn on off the grid, you're left with the logo. I've obviously missed a little bit, that's what I was saying about make sure you select it all. But you get the gist of what I was trying to do. Now, you know the grid is like really long. That is to do, I'll show you now. So this kind of thing. So you would literally like make a big sign and it's all exactly level. I hope that makes sense. So it keeps all the shapes, I'm trying to think of the word, like aligned and exactly sort of how they should be as such for your logo. Just give you an example. So this is really simple, but using that grid, then you just add your words underneath. This in this case, new world. It could be anything. So that is the use of that grid, and you'll notice this one. So this is what I was on about keeping it in line, and you'll soon see, like you'll know this logo as soon as I turn it on. Do you reckon you notice? It's yeah, exactly how they did it. Okay, they used a slightly different grid, but that is how they did it. Yeah, that's the only way. That is just, as soon as I seen it, I was like, they've used the grid. I just knew. There, that is how they would have gone about doing it. Obviously, they've used a slightly different grid, but that kind of thing. And as you can see, it keeps everything in line. So yeah, that was a good little like laugh that I had when I seen that one. So Now we're going to talk about the divine proportions. This is a whole different thing. So, forgetting the simple grid that I just made, now we're going to talk about the golden circle, which is another thing that people use just to make things look really nice. And some people refer to this as the divine proportions, or the Fibonacci sequence, that kind of thing. But it was made up by Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, those kind of people. So this is how long it's been going. And what it does, it gives you what they call the divine proportions of everything. So whether it's the human body or, I don't know, things in the galaxy, everything. It's like everything is made up of like the divine proportions, or the golden ratio, as they call it. So what do I mean by golden ratio or the golden circle, whatever you want to call it? So this example up here is the golden spiral or circle, whatever they call it. It's what I think of when I look into a mirror. Get one ready. Like but yeah, if you have a look at like your ear and everything is set up to these proportions, it's very strange. Like the more you look at it, the more it makes sense. It's very odd. So this is how we've made it, and I'll quickly show you now. So all I've done is, can you see the squares? It's like that and that square makes that square. Like that times 4 is that square. That times 4 is that square. That times 4 is that square. It just goes on and on. So this is only like part of the Fibonacci sequence. That's what they call it. So there is it's endless basically. But it's, you just keep adding and adding and adding to it. So, this one. So yeah, the Fibonacci sequence is another word for it. And what it is, it's one of these maths equations, like type of things. So, I'll give an example now. So, this is part of it. This is the first part of it. So it's like 1 plus 1 equals 2. Then 1 plus 2 equals 3. And 2 plus 3 equals 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8. And it goes on, and it could be endless. I hope that makes sense. But that is the Fibonacci sequence as such. It's like the old one plus the new one makes the newest one. And it just goes on and on. I think I made it a little. Yeah, it's like 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. And that's how they do it. So it just goes on and on like that. Another way of looking at it is in the actual grid itself. So this is just a guide, by the way. It's not like official or anything. But yeah, it's like 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. And 2 plus 3 is 5. And as you can see, it just goes on. And it gets bigger and bigger the more you do it. Now, that is the Fibonacci sequence. So what is the golden circles? It's the same kind of thing, but these ones, they call it the 1.6.18. No, 1.618. It's actually a lot longer. But let's use the first 4 for now. So this goes with a heck of a lot. The 1.618. It's basically it's like the golden rule. I'll show you now. No, not that one. This one. So these let's turn that one off so we see. We can turn off the right one. So these, what you see is like half circle. Imagine that was a whole circle, and then that's a circle, and that's a circle, and that's a circle, etc. And what you'd end up with is this, and that is the what they call the golden circles. And then they use these circles to make up your logo as such, and it'll give it the exact proportions. And you see this in loads of places. I'll give you an example. You see it everywhere, and you don't even notice it. So let's go with the Apple logo is made up of the golden circles or the Fibonacci sequence, as you can see with this demo here. So what they've done is just used the circles from there to make up the shape. Same as Twitter. I know it's not really Twitter anymore, but to make their bird, you can tell it was the exact same thing. So it was all the circles to make up the bird. I have done lots and lots of tutorials on this, making different animals with the golden circles. I'm hoping I'm not losing anyone here. This is a very difficult subject. So, the other thing I'll show you is something rather simple. So, here we just have a couple of ellipses, and let me show you how something else was done. So, selecting both these ellipses, if we add them together first of all, then we get a sort of like ooh or eyes. Wow, another educated D. That's the only thing. This one is a bit much. I do apologize. So with those O's like that, we're gonna get another shape. So we'll just choose a rectangle here and put this halfway up. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get those two shapes and we're gonna subtract them. And what we're left with is the golden arches. You see how easy that was done for them, really. It's like crazy how simple Legos are like the best Legos, like Target and like that kind of thing. Yeah, it's like the simpler it is, the easier it is for you to sort of recognize it and remember it. And that is the point. English, math, and math. It is a lot of maths, this one. But yeah, you'll start to notice it when you look at like logos of companies. You'll be like, hey, that was made with circles. Take Adidas or Adidas, as they call it. Those leaves were made up of circles. If you think about it, that's exactly how it was made. It's like all of your Legos that you remember are like that. Anyways, getting back to this 1.618. So this is the golden ratio as such. So this number here, this is the one, probably I should say remember it, but things like Canva and stuff will do this automatically now. Renee should know a lot about this. You must use it all the time. So I'm going to give you an example of a website, and you'll see this all over the web now. So this is a simple, nice looking website, and as you can see, I've set it inside the squares of the golden circles, or the Fibonacci sequence. As you can see, it's set out so it's nice and easy for your eyes. So it's like the logo or picture, whatever it is, goes in that bigger section. Then the title goes in the next section. Then you get that title. If I can choose where it is. So this title. I'm just so this title. If I could get on there, I can. It's in here. So it's 40 PT. Yeah, a title. 40 PT, which is the size of the title. Now, I'm just gonna put down, so the title equals 40 PT. Yeah. Now, if you divide this by the 1.618, you'll actually get 224.72. And what you'll find is that the text down here, this one, will be 24.78. This is going there. So 24.7. It doesn't show the E or the 2, I mean. But yeah, you get the point. But that is actually the subtitle. Whereas if you wanted the main body text, it would be divided by 1.618 again. Mind blowing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the bits I know. It's crazy. But what this will do is it'll give you the exact ratio for how to set it out so it looks very nice. And like, yeah. Some people call it the rule of thirds. I don't know if you've heard of that. But can you see if I get rid of these lines and wherever they are? In there somewhere. Get rid of those lines. This one, if I just, I can't snap it, see? So, as you can see, there's 3 boxes, and this is called the rule of thirds to make things look really good to, like, for your eyes to look at. So, yeah, it's like the main title. Okay, the subtitle should have been just below the main title, but then the bit where the subtitle is, you divide it by 1.618 again, and you get the body text, which goes in that bottom box. And what this will do, this will actually be the most pleasing to look at for your eyes, because our eyes are set up for this Fibonacci sequence. And like I say, people like Da Vinci and Michelangelo knew this years ago. Like, and we're still trying to work it out now. So yeah, I hope that was interesting for you guys, because that was, yeah, totally messing with my mind a bit when I first learned it. I know that was a lot to take in. But there we go. Yeah, Fibonacci, I don't even know if that's a person or not, but yeah, he obviously knew that too, to call it his sequence. So I'll just leave you on that page, because that has got all the maths on it, if you like. So, yeah, the golden circle, or the Fibonacci sequence, you'll see that it's got that look of the circles, if you like, or like the spiral. But that is not what it's about, really. It's about the 1 + 1 = 2, and 1 + 2 = 3, etc. And this diagram here does it really well, because it explains how those numbers go into that grid. And then, like I say, the other side of it, if you divide, or even if you wanted to go bigger, say you wanted it bigger than that title, then you just times it by 1.618, and it will give you the exact size. So it's nice to look at for your eyes. For an even bigger title, if you like. Just reading your comment, Nikki. If a page is heavily absorbed with info, scared about, my brain kind of shuts down, and you'll find that it's because it's not been set up specifically for your eyes, like this would have been. You'll find that a lot of websites, especially if they're made with something like Canva or Squarespace, etc., you'll see a lot of the templates are made like this, because it's nice and pleasing to your eyes, and that is why they do it. You'll see it all over the place now that you know. It's like, now that you're in the know, you'll see it all the time, whether it's an advert, anything. And look on people's thumbnails as well, especially for the title, and then the subtext underneath, and it'll be exactly the 1.618, or if it's nice, it will be. I should use it myself. I just forget. But yeah, this is like the way it should have been. So, a lot to take in, but I hope that was good for everyone. And like I say, this is very much more simplified, but it works on the same kind of logic of circles, as you can see. But those circles aren't quite the Fibonacci circles. They're just random circles I made up. But yeah, you'll find, if I can bring that up again, like these semicircles will actually be times 1.618, like, and then times 1.618 to make it bigger each time. And that is how to get the perfect circles. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Renee. But yeah, as I say, I don't know everything about Legos, as you know, but this is some of the stuff that I've learned over the past. And yeah, I was confused by it, as much as you guys are. I'll leave you on the page rule and the numbers. Yeah, I think that's it for this week. I hope it was interesting for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for coming.